Like there wasn't much change and we felt like we didn't really have a voice.
Within the walls of this West Vancouver school, allegations of apparent racist behavior among students and staff are being exposed. A student at Collingwood School made a social media post describing alarming behavior. The girl is underage and we are not identifying her, but she says her experience ultimately led to her saying she wishes she was white. The post further details how some of her peers would call her the N-word and mock her for the way she looked, and that a teacher was pushing her to play a slave in the school play. Former students from Collingwood are also coming forward with similar uncomfortable stories.
I definitely empathize with her on it. It's nothing new, and I feel like nothing has changed. If she's in grade 11 and I graduated around 5 years ago, nothing really has been changed or done.
A growing number of past and present students are now sharing stories on an Instagram page under the account Collingwood Untold, where students talk about being treated differently because of their race or sexual orientation. One person writes, "I was called a F word and a D word by classmates after I came out. Teachers saw and didn't step in." Another says, "I remember my drama teacher making racist and inappropriate remarks about Jewish people."
When I was in grade 11 or 12, I remember having a math teacher thinking that he was really funny, saying he could write in Chinese, and just scribbled on the board and said "Ching Chong Ling Long," and thought that was the most hilarious thing. But everyone in the class was so uncomfortable, and no one felt like they were able to speak up for themselves.
The school replied to students' criticisms on Facebook and admits it's not immune to racism and says there is work to be done. Lisa Evans is the head of school at Collingwood and released a letter which says, in part, "We want to learn about the lived experiences of all of our students, alumni, staff, and faculty. We will immediately begin diversity and inclusion training for all employees."
Yes, there's trainings for preventative measures, but also we think that it's really important to have those resources for response and folks who have already been victims of racial discrimination.
Really just want to hold them accountable to see these actions take place, and be able to have an honest and no judgmental conversation with them.
In West Vancouver, Ashley Burr, City News.